Hello, LaborEdge users. On Wednesday, June 13th, we'll be doing an overall release on how we handle candidates that are either active and booked on multiple assignments at the same time. So what this means for compliance is now we have done away with the other assignments tab. So instead of having to worry about doing compliance here and managing compliance and documents separate over here from these tabs here, is everything is now going to be managed in this compliance and this docs tab. So you'll no longer have to worry about going to more than one place when trying to complete compliance for a candidate. On the info page, you can see all the assignments that they are active and booked on will be listed in this table. We'll also display the file due date in addition to the current compliance score that that candidate is in. To navigate to compliance, you'll click on that compliance tab. We'll no longer have that drop-down option of either going to the professional license page or going to the credentials page. All of the information now is going to be housed in one tab. If a candidate is booked on multiple assignments, you'll click on this drop-down and you can select which assignment you would like to start doing the compliance piece on. We'll always list the most current assignment up top and then go down from the most furthest from the end. When we click on one of the assignments, we can see all the information looks the same and it still functions the same way based on the configurations that you guys have in your environment. Here we house the professional license information. You can still add as many professional license as you would like to the screen, and we will store this information for future purposes. We do automatically will display the professional license that is required for that state based on where that assignment is located for that hospital. You can upload that information and we'll always maintain this information moving forward as well. As we go down, we can see our credentials. This information will pull in any of the information you have required by your company or also required for both your company and client. And it will also pull any client credentials that you have listed in their profile, and it will function the exact same way as it does today in the system. As we scroll down at the bottom, we'll list any of the certifications or testing that is required for that specialty based on what configurations you have on that client level when someone is booked on an assignment. All of this will act the exact same way of sending out prophecy tests or sending out certified documents to be signed. The information will come back into LaborEdge and you can have those documents here. You can still generate a hospital file specific for this placement for future reference as well if there was audits down the line. As you can see in this dropdown, we'll be able to select multiple assignments. So I can go here and look at any of the other booked deals that are coming up that I need to work on compliance. When anyone is booked on a new placement, we'll automatically generate a new compliance drop-down screen for you to select from, and we'll automatically map over all of the license, credentials, and testing information that will align with the same information on the prior placement. So we'll always pull from the most active assignment to display the information on the most recently booked assignment. You do have the option though to configure items not to automatically pull through. So if it's something that you need to update every time someone starts a new placement, you do have that option now underneath that admin configuration. So if you go to admin, master data, manage credentials and certification testing information, we have now added the option of an auto reset. So an auto reset means that anytime someone is booked on a new placement, you do not want to map over a document from the prior compliance tab. So we can look at the auto reset for our background check. When I go here, I can see background check is in red because it's currently not satisfied because the document from the prior placement did not map over into here. You do have the option now to configure that information. Otherwise, everything acts as the same way within the compliance tab. As we move on to the candidate docs tab, we can see that there's multiple documents listed here and it acts the same way. The only difference is now when we're mapping documents to the compliance tab. So if there's a document uploaded that you needed, you'll continue to click on that map tab, but you can see we've added some additional fields. So if I wanted to map this to a credential, we will now list which tab you would like to map it to. So if I wanted to map it specifically for this hospital, or I can select it for both hospitals in that location. So now we'll have that credential listed at which compliance tab, so you could see 4 of the same locations. If you had 4 assignments that you're working on compliance that had a background check listed, we'll list that hospital name and we'll also list if it's a deal, or we'll put an E if it's an extension for that assignment. You can also add an expiration date, so if the item you're mapping over has an expiration date, you can add that information here and click Save. So now when we map over to the compliance tab for that candidate, all of that information will automatically flow through and update. Here's my expiration date for my background check, And you can see that the document mapped over for this placement in addition to my other placement that I have them booked on. Those are all the changes that we have for compliance that will be impacted by the release on June 13th about the candidate multiple assignments being booked and removing of the other assignments tab. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.